Hey, LinkedIn, happy Wednesday. Today I'm talking about the top three most common mistakes that I see that are stopping you from getting the lucrative offers that you really desire. And I'm going to be very focused. I should have had this. I should have put LinkedIn. So I'm going to tailor this to mistakes I see, common mistakes I see on LinkedIn, since that is one of my specialties. And I really want to help you fully leverage LinkedIn. And the first thing, the first common mistake, most common mistake that I gave you right away, even before doing this LinkedIn Live, is the whole thing of you not telling me your brand up front. It's like I have to dig and dig and dig to understand it. And I'm not going to do that. I mean, people are not going to take the time to try to get to know you. You've got to put up front and center. And the place to do that is in your headline. I'm seeing too many people put their title and the company that they work at, and that's pretty much it. And that's pretty boring. It's very boring. I want to know what your superpower is. Think about this, okay? If you're going to get a job offer, it's because you bring something to the table that my team doesn't currently have, that company that you're going to work for, they don't have that, okay? And you really need to offer that front and center. So what is your superpower? That's a way of thinking about it, okay? Another way of thinking about it is, how are you invaluable? What makes you different from your peers? Okay, because there's only one you out there. So what is what part of your expertise are your employers paying for? And what have people reached out to you for? Okay, so you have to offer that front and center. That is really crucial. And you do that in your headline. Okay, so don't have boring headlines. Number one, tell me up front what your brand is in that headline. And then also, too, what we can do is, hold on just a second, because I may be having some technical difficulties here. I'm going to have to mute myself. I'm not sure if I'm having technical difficulties. Oh, my voice is static. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for that message. All right, let me do this. I think it's my earbuds that are not cooperating, so I'm going to disconnect them.
I have the technical difficulties today. So hopefully this is working now and I think you can hear me. All right. So we're going to keep on going here. So again, number one thing is you have to communicate your brand. That's really important. Okay. So hopefully you can hear me now. We'll try it again. All right. So your brand is number one. And then the other things, let me keep on moving on to the second biggest thing that you're not doing. The second biggest, most common mistake that I see that people are doing. And that's not expanding and not nurturing their network on LinkedIn. That's really important. You need to connect strategically with people. So think about it. You can't be connecting with everyone. We only have so much bandwidth. So, what can you do to leverage your connections? I mean, to expand your connections. So, I will give you me as an example. When I was in corporate, I grew my connections in human resources and finance and accounting because as an HR leader and executive, I partnered often with CFOs and other people in accounting and finance. So that was my network, and I also wanted to be a strong leader in human resources, and collaborating with other leaders in HR was important to me. When I became a career coach and decided to specialize in sales and marketing, I decided to grow my network even more in sales and marketing. So that was something, a specific strategy that I took on to do. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to decide, okay, especially if there's a specific area that you want to work in the future. You want to get offers from those types of companies. You have to decide, right, how am I going to expand and nurture my network in those areas? And part of it is connecting strategically. That's really important. Also, too, another way to expand and nurture your network is to engage with content. LinkedIn is a great source of content. And if you are someone who watches the news on a regular basis, maybe instead of watching the news, you can still stay up on current events by being engaged on LinkedIn. You can stay in touch with what's going on in the business world, and you can really help your network and grow your network, or your connections, as I prefer to say. So you can interact with posts and articles and discussions, but that's something that's really good to expand and nurture your network. Okay. And then the last area that you can also do too to expand and nurture your network is to participate in groups. I think groups are one of the secrets of on LinkedIn, but they are very helpful. They're great ways to get questions answered. What are the groups that would help you to expand and nurture your network? So that's something else to expand upon as well and keep in mind. Um, this is another thing. You have to be comfortable with showcasing your expertise. So this is the number three area, I would say. So again, to summarize, the three common mistakes are: number one, not optimizing your profile. All right. And because I had some sound issues and problems, I'm just going to summarize it. Again, have a headline that communicates your value right away. You've got to lead with it, put it front and center so people don't have to dig into your profile and make their own conclusions. That's not going to work. And no one's going to do that. If you want to be reached out to, if you want to receive desirable offers and new opportunities, if you want to be connected regarding those opportunities, you have to create a compelling headline. And the number one way of doing that is in your headline. Okay, so leading with that, you have to have a clear and concise headline that really tells me your brand, or in other words, it highlights your expertise and your value proposition. Again, what is your superpower? Or another way I phrase it is, how are you invaluable? Okay. So the headline, and then having a current profile photo, or just having a profile photo, but I don't want you to just put anything in there. I'm still surprised. There's a lot of LinkedIn profiles that don't have a profile photo. But what I chalk that up to is not everybody needs LinkedIn. I feel everyone should be on LinkedIn, but some people don't have a need for it right now. And that may be the case for them. So that's why I think that they don't have a profile photo. But if you are on LinkedIn and if you're trying to get any kind of use out of it, if you're trying to have it benefit you, you absolutely need to have an updated profile photo from the last year. You also need to have a LinkedIn banner photo. It's again the power of photos, or images rather. Images are, I mean, any marketing expert knows that images are powerful and simple ways to communicate brand. And why wouldn't you leverage that in your LinkedIn profile? Especially if you're a marketing or sales executive. You know, I really feel that you are held to a higher standard in your LinkedIn profile. So if your LinkedIn profile isn't close to perfect, then you're going to be judged by that. So that's important. The other, still on this whole topic of really optimizing your profile, um, make sure that it's showcasing your achievements. That is crucial because if it's not highlighting what you've accomplished, what your experiences are, then that's not going to really help you. That's part of your brand too. And then one other thing that I wanted to capitalize on, or talk about in terms of optimizing your profile, is using recommendations. Recommendations really help. They give someone else's perspective on what it's like to work with you, and it showcases your credibility. So you should definitely leverage those. Those are really very helpful. Okay, so um, let me go back to what I was saying. So expand nurturing your network is the number two most common mistake that I feel people are making. Okay, so I was talking about connecting strategically, and then also engaging with content, and then participating in groups. So those are the three big things I would say. And then another thing too that really helps is, as you are expanding and nurturing your network, let's say you've decided to, I'm just going to pick a group, you want to broaden your network, you want to connect with more human resources leaders. As you are connecting with them, be sure to personalize your connection requests. I think many of us here get spam messages on LinkedIn, and and it's important to personalize it. Let someone know, why do you want to connect with them, or how did you find out about them? Maybe that you're reaching out to them because they work at XYZ company and you wanted to find more information about XYZ. So that's personalized. And if you think that there could be a potential collaboration down the road, that is something helpful too. But give a little bit more information on why you want to connect with this person and maybe how you might be able to help them. That's good to know. The more information you provide up front, I think the more likely that you're going to get that connection request accepted. And that's why that's a good thing to get into the habit of. Okay. And then the third most common mistake is, again, we're not showcasing our expertise. We're not doing that. And that's important. If you don't showcase your expertise, who is? Yes, we may have those recommendations on our LinkedIn profile from other people that help give us credibility, but still you need to showcase your expertise. So how do you do that? by being a contributor. There's so many people on LinkedIn. However, very few people are engaging in comments by doing that, by commenting and by liking. I think people are more prone to like at least do a reaction. But when it comes to making a comment on a post, very few do people do that. And we need more of you to do that. And when you comment on a post, you are showing your expertise. You're showing your perspective, and that's really good. But if when you can create engaging content by by even sharing a post and sharing like, why do you like this post? What did you get out of it? That is helpful. I think that definitely helps. If you can also create your own content, maybe again sharing your expertise, sharing your thought leadership, sharing industry insights, um, any helpful tips that you have to share that will help position you as a leader, those are really good. Those are excellent. Okay. Um, Also, too, again, going back to the comments, excuse me, when you're commenting, I mean, that's you're basically it's an online conversation that you're participating in. So think of that, really view that as creating a meaningful discussion. Think about the meaningful discussions that you've had. We get value out of those. So again, I want to encourage you to comment in posts that you see, and also too, it's good to disagree. I think we need to embrace disagreement more. As long as we're professional, we're not bullying people, we're not being, um, unprofessional. We're using our good manners. It's good to disagree because that's where we learn. If you can offer a counter view, we want to hear about it. I want to hear your counter view. So I invite you, even on any of my posts, if you don't agree with a point or you have a counter view, I encourage you to share it because I want to hear what you have to say. My perspective isn't the only perspective out there. And I think that's what makes LinkedIn such a great platform. For the most part, people are professional and we can agree to disagree and still be connections. It's a good thing. It's a very good thing. So yeah, so again, participating in those conversations, that's really good. And I want to encourage you to utilize different LinkedIn features, like really try to engage in all the different mediums that we see here on LinkedIn. Like, I think there's going to be more and more video posts that you're going to see. I know I'm going to be working on doing more video posts because I just think that video posts are easier to consume. Everybody, all have a lot going on, and I know I appreciate it if someone has a short video or even maybe sometimes a longer video. It depends, but that's sharing some content, sharing some helpful insights, and it just seems to be a little bit easier to digest when I can. So I want to encourage you to check out those different LinkedIn features of like LinkedIn Live. Like this is a LinkedIn Live video post. And also, too, when people upload documents, sharing documents, that can be very helpful as well. So, and the last thing I'm going to close on is I'm hoping I'm not overwhelming you with all these things. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. Pick one thing, like maybe today at the number one common mistake is to really look at your headline and just fix your headline. Just start with that. Tell me why you are invaluable. Why should a company give you an offer? What would you be able to do for them? What makes you stand out from your peers? So just start with your headline. If you could make that change, do it today. Don't stretch it out. Get that headline updated today. Tell me what your brand is in your headline And then the very last thing is consistency. Consistency is key. So even if you just start using LinkedIn 5 minutes a day and avoid these 3 common mistakes, I think that would be a really good thing. So yeah, so that's it for my LinkedIn Live. And please share in the comments. Let me know what you thought. And I would appreciate your comments, and have a great day, everyone. Bye now.